Yep, we have a new Apple display. Hey, I'm Jerry, and Apple wrapped up their March 8th peak performance event just a couple of hours ago. Of course, they announced their brand new Studio Mac with the brand new M1 Ultra chips, the brand new iPad Air, the brand new iPhone SE, and of course, the brand new Studio display, which is probably the thing that I am the most excited about. We've been waiting for years, for a brand new external display from Apple that did not cost $5,000 without a stand. But something more akin to the 5K iMac display that we know and love that's gotten incrementally better over the last few years. We just want that display out of the iMac into a new chassis and put it on a desk. That's what we've been asking for. And more or less, that's what Apple gave us, which is actually pretty good. I've gone through a lot of displays in the last couple of years. Most recently, I've been working with the Eve Spectrum 4K display, which is a fantastic display. It has a lot of features to it, but it's just not an Apple display, which actually means a lot when you're using it with a Mac. But before we get into the ways that it works with a Mac, let's actually look at that design. So the design of the display is kind of what we expected a new iMac Pro or high-end iMac to look like. It's very similar to the Pro Display XDR from the front, which is the black and gray design with black bezels that are somewhat modern. They're not the thinnest bezels. The Eve Spectrum 4K display that I've been using for the last few weeks has much more modern, thinner bezels. You can see from the front how much it looks like the 24-inch iMac sans chin, but it looks really good. It's exactly what I think most people want from an Apple display. Something simple, something modern, something clean. The backside of the Studio display looks, again, very much like the 24-inch iMac. You get the large Apple logo on the back. You get a Thunderbolt port, which will charge your laptop at up to 96 watts, and 3 10 gigabit per second USB-C ports. And the case is clean, modern, and it's got black bezels, so we don't need to complain about creators worrying about the white bezels on the displays. The display itself puts out up to 600 nits of brightness, which is brighter than the 5K iMac at 500 nits. It also has P3 wide color and True Tone built in. Now, unfortunately, we're not getting high refresh rate. We're not getting promotion like we get on the MacBook Pros, the iPad Pros, and the iPhone 13 Pros. And that kind of stinks because I've been using a high refresh rate 4K display for the last few weeks. And I think that's going to be a little tough going back to. But I'm guessing that the additional features of this display, everything that's built into it, will probably make up for that lack of high refresh rate. Inside the Studio display, Apple actually put in an A13 processor to help handle things like the brand new camera system. There's a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera that now does center stage. So finally, we have an iPhone or iPad class camera and processor in a Mac. So I really want to test this out. I'm excited to see if it's better because right now the cameras on the new MacBook Pros and the new iMac really are not that great. So I have high expectations for the cameras in the new displays. And as if this were the ghost of a 27-inch iMac chassis, there's a brand new 6-speaker system built in. Similar to the iMac and the brand new MacBooks, there is 4 force-canceling woofers on the new display and 2 tweeters. This new speaker system supports spatial audio, and Apple says that it's the highest fidelity speaker system ever for a Mac. That's a pretty bold statement, but you know what? The speakers in the iMac were pretty good. The speakers in the 16-inch MacBook Pro and 14-inch MacBook Pro are pretty good, so I'm sure that these new ones are going to be pretty good as well. Of course, nothing's ever going to replace full desktop monitors, but I'm sure it's really good for what you get. Now, you actually do get 3 different stand options with this brand new Studio display. You get the basic tilt adjustable stand, which allows you to be able to tilt up and down 30 degrees. There's a tilt and height adjustable option that allows you to change the height along with the tilt. Then there's the VESA mount option that allows you to connect the display to any VESA mount or arm. I think that covers the main features of the new Studio display, but what about the price? Back in 2011, Apple announced the Thunderbolt display, which was a 27-inch 1440p display for just $999. Since then, Apple worked with LG in 2016 to release the LG Ultrafine 5K display. Although co-developed with Apple, they've had a number of issues over the years, and they weren't really quite up to Apple quality. The display was okay. It was not as good as the iMac. The chassis was plastic and wobbly, just didn't look great, and it cost $1,300 as of yesterday. So Apple's brand new Studio display actually starts at $1,599. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's a crap ton of money. It costs more than most computers. But don't forget all those things that it has, including the A13 chip, the camera system, the speaker system, and you know what I forgot to mention is the 3-mic array system for your video calls. You also get brightness that is not usually matched by most third-party monitors, especially cheaper ones. You get 5K display, where almost every other consumer display tops out at 4K. You get P3 color, and you actually get a good modern design all around. Not just thin bezels and a crappy base, not just a good base and a plasticky case, but an actual all-around nice, solid design. Just like with the iMac and the Pro Display XDR, you do have the option to get the nano texture coating for that matte finish, and that is going to run you $300. The base stand is actually included with this display, so unlike the Pro Display XDR, you actually get a stand in the box no matter what for that $15.99 base price. For that same price, you can also forego the stand and go with the VESA mount adapter, or for $400, you can get that tilt and height adjustable stand. And that's actually what I'm getting. I'm getting the studio display with the standard glass and the height and tilt adjustable stand for $19.99. I'm pretty excited to get it in here and check it out and compare it, especially against that Eve Spectrum 4K, which also has 98% P3 color. It's got 4K, it's got actually a high refresh rate and a pretty modern design. So I really want to do a good comparison between those two displays. But let me know below. What do you guys think about this brand new studio display that Apple talked about today? What do you think about the new Mac Studio? Let me know below. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked it. Hit subscribe for all the videos coming out of the new display and the new Mac Studio. And I'll see you next time.